little ways on Lick Creek Road. And look at that. Even with the smoke, just gorgeous.
Lush green to the right, and then this like rock and fire to the left.
Yeah, this area is like Idaho's Rubicon as far as how rocky it is. Those big old rock areas back behind us too. Look at this slide over here. Can you get a view of that?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Then this road just goes right through the middle of this giant rock pile. It all came from up there, presumably. Feel like 60 degrees. Ooh, that's down, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's a really hard bounce down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the rocks are big enough the Jeep might just fucking tin can itself between two of them and not keep going.
I'm not sure what's better.
I would say tin canning wins by about 2 nut hairs.
How about let's just not test it?
Wood shingles, how weird.
Number 68. Nice to meet you. Hello.
We could have gone more directly to Florence, so it's possible that this road turns into another one.
just did a bunch of creepy crawling and sneaky shit through a whole bunch of logging and sketcy shit. And we are at the new Florence sign. There's a road that way. Road that way. Somebody thought there should be a road that way. And there's a road yonder. So we're gonna go that way, see what happens. So a moment ago, we were sitting right there. And if I can get it focused, that little sign would say New Florence. You're just gonna take my word on it. Then we drove up that mess. And we came up upon this mess. So there's some Florence stuff. And the jail is yonder. So we're gonna go check out the jail. Alright, so we're back at the Jeep. The jail is fun. And then we got Canfield Place. Don't really know what that means. And there's a fire pit, so not sure what to make of that.
Recording at the jail.
There's the Jeep. Here's Canfield Place, whatever that means. And that sign, had I actually pressed the record button earlier, you would have known that says the property of the United States. All persons are prohibited under penalty of the law from committing any trespass, and there's a reward, and so on and so forth. And it says that the reward shall not exceed $100. They have some pretty screwy ideas of what it takes to narc on your buddies, I guess. But pretty cool. An old cupboard, something like that. Pretty neat. That 2-layer construction is kind of interesting. And then we have an unnamed structure here. This looks like it might have once been a name placard, but it's not. So, why there'd be a vertical tree stump in the middle of this structure, I don't know. But maybe it was like some kind of a cellar backed up against that hill. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, that was food storage that they would do like that, wasn't it? All right, we're gonna take a picture from up here on the way out, especially to help me remember. And this is an old shitter, or bathroom if you want to be a dick about it. I don't even want to know when the last time somebody used it was. Probably a lot more recently than we'd like to think. Oh my, that is not a very deep trough. Man, one aggressive night with a little bit of alcohol and a burrito, and somebody else is gonna have a real mess of a time. There's some like white powdery stuff in there. I don't know what that is. Cool, there's 2 little holes, so apparently, maybe, yeah, you can poo with your buddy, which would be weird. Or you could pee in one and poo in the other, I don't know. All right, for context, there's the Jeep. There's old Canfield's place right there. There's the old town refrigerator. And then we go down this way. Sorry about the sniffles, by the way. And sure enough, some collapsed structures. Shingles and old nails. Second structure back there. There's the remains of this structure here. It's kind of surprising how modern those nails look.
Oh. Well, I don't think this was that long ago.
Really? You just have to do things a little different when you're out in the boondocks, I guess.
Look at this, like, maybe old fence, old corral.
Yeah.
Right there, too.
Yeah, that's interesting. It goes this way. There's more trail, or what used to be one anyhow. All right. Back that way is where we saw what was possibly a corral. Then we kind of worked our way in here. And boom, there's this big flat area here. And then log retainer here. And then it's flat here. And then I think that was probably another retainer. And then that area was cleared. Over here maybe is a porch or something. I don't know. But clearly orderly, kind of rank and file, smaller logs. One piece of what looked like maybe pressure treated timber, which is weird. Some of the stuff back in here, it looks like it's been reclaimed a lot, to the point that you gotta really look for it. And the trail goes to there and stops. And that looks like it must have held water. I mean, like recently, it looks like it had been standing water at one point. Curiosity's killing me. Kind of want to go on. All right, this is that area that I was just video recording with the, flat area up there, logs retaining, flat area. Well, looks like it might have been a porch or something like that. And I'm currently blocked by these logs and this kind of marshy, mucky mud. Has inundated this part, which was clearly part of it. It's very, very flat. Whatever structure thing was here. And so it looks like there's a trail that goes up here. And then a whole bunch of down trees and what have you that make getting around much more difficult. And then back that way. That might be a trail. And this might be a trail up right here. Up to there. So, might be the end of the road. Hope I'm not kicking myself for not going further. But, and that area back there, by the way, very cool. I don't know what they use that for, but a whole bunch of logs and trees that were cleared out from back there. So there's a big clearing right there, it looks like. Okay. That was the flattened out deal with the wood retaining logs. And here's a big hole. It was dug nearby. I don't think the video conveys the drop off here in the depth, but it was clearly dug. Very cool. Don't know what it's for. There's a big well area over there. And this was that hole I was just talking about, that dugout area. Came across these logs and boom. a much bigger pool area, or it's filled with water or something. Maybe this was some mining activity. I don't know. Couple planks there, cinder block or something like that, brick right there, and it runs back that way. Seems to run a little ways. This looks like it was mine to me.
Yeah.
They're digging for something. Doesn't look like they were necessarily using it.
Dust on the wind and silence for miles. Boards on the windows, ghosts in the aisles. Up on the hill where the wild ferns grows, the graveyard sleeps all in a row. Wooden headstones standing all in a line, carved by someone whose name is lost to time. Some have names to tell who lies below, others just...
All right. Gate to the Florence Cemetery. It makes a satisfying creak. And fastened with a wire. All right. To the left here. Exhumed graves of Chinese miners. One here, apparently. One here. One here. Probably quite a number of them. And there's wooden headstones over here. And over here. And this says unknown. The mound of soil is still, you can still see it. Unknown, unknown, unknown. These are all the unknowns. Well, at least almost all of them are unknown. All of these are listed unknown. All the way back. You can still see the mounds of dirt for many of them that were dug up. Oh. This one says, sacred to the memory of old Nestle Road from Ohio, who died January 29, 1860, age 48 years old. And then there's one unknown stuck way over here, all by themselves. Wow. All these unknowns. Wonder if they were labeled a time after they were buried, or if how that worked exactly. I'm sure we'll find out. Pardon me, unknown. This is John Turnbull, died July 1898, aged 55. I'm sure there's a bunch of graves over here that haven't been identified, maybe. Unknown, unknown, unknown. Unknown. H.J. Talbot, died January 3rd, or January 5th rather, 1868, age 29 years, native of Georgia.
A lot of these people are from Georgia, interestingly.
Uh-huh. Unknown.
Much bigger than I thought it would be.
Uh-huh. Unknown. Pretty crazy. This is John Charles, quote-unquote Charlie Seaberg. Died November 1918. One of the newer ones, of exposure. Remains found 1931. So he was found 13 years after he perished. James Mosier died October 14, 1910, aged 46. That one back there's unknown. And I think the last grave marker is J.B. Morris, died June 1900, postmaster and livery stable at Florence. Wonder how many more there are that they just don't know about. Pretty cool. Anyway, there's the bridge. Jeep's over there. Time to get out of the rain.